Patrick Bailey is MLB's best throwing catcher right now, with an average pop time that is tied for first in baseball at 1.86 seconds on average, combining a pretty good arm with an elite exchange time. Meanwhile, Bobby Witt Jr. has been Major League Baseball's fastest runner this season, with an average sprint speed of 30.3 feet per second, along with being tied for the league lead in base running runs at 3. The question then becomes, at least in my mind when examining this, what would happen if they were paired up against each other? Who would emerge on top? Catcher or base runner? Well, we actually just got a chance to see in a recent contest between the Royals and Giants, and it ended up being a very consequential play. In the 8th inning with one out and a guy on third, Witt grounded this ball to Witt Jr., who did everything right, flipping the ball right on the money to pitcher Camilo Doval. But in what ended up being a good display of Bobby's elite wheels, he beat out one of the most routine plays you'll ever see, bringing the Royals within a run while putting the tying run on first base. This set up our face-off, with Witt getting his lead off of first after Vinny Pasquantino took a ball. It was then on the 1-0 he would take off, with the fastball being delivered for a strike before Bailey delivered a strike of his own. Right on the money, a perfectly exchanged missile to wipe the fastest man in the game right off the bases. Adding to how insane this play was from Patrick, Witt actually got a pretty decent jump off of first, as you can see on this replay. Just look at that, that's about as close as it gets, with Adames making a nice tag to the helmet of the superstar shortstop right before he was able to slide in. This was easily one of the most impactful plays of the entire game, as after Vinny would take a called strike 3 to end the frame on a questionable pitch, the Giants were just 3 outs away from a victory, which they would get after Ryan Walker would go 1-2-3 in the 9th, inducing a ground ball off the bat of Mark Canha to end it. Yet that entire inning occurred with the backdrop of knowing that, in the frame before, things could have looked entirely different had Bailey not managed to use the best throwing ability in the game to throw out the fastest runner in recorded StatCast history. Little editor's note here I wanted to toss in before the video ended. I realized that now that means that Bailey has thrown out in his career so far Elly De La Cruz, Trey Turner, and Bobby Witt Jr., who actually are basically the best numeric base runners in the entire major leagues since StatCast started tracking such things. This is incredibly impressive, and was something I wanted to give a shout out before we cut to the outro. Now, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. Also, if you ever see something you'd like to see detailed in the Made the Cut video, whether that be a specific play or a narrative surrounding a certain player or team, feel free to reach out to my email, basebpoet@gmail.com. That's B-A-S-E, letter B, P-O-E-T @gmail.com. If I use your idea, I'll be sure to give you credit. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one.